With 4th of July coming up, we're going to make a little red, white, and blue knife. It's going to be fun. Alright, so I want to make a knife. Something about yay size. Not this one though. I kind of screwed it up. I got those plunge lines a little deep. Not a fan of them. Big knife, or rather little knife, need big knife energy. So we're going to go with nice, thick with 5 C's steel for this. Now also I've decided in the remake of this, to correct my mistakes, I would like to do a Scandi grind to kind of turn it into like a bushcraft knife with a smaller handle on it. Let's do that. First thing I'll need, some templates. Again, I screwed this one up, but we're gonna fix it. I would call that right there a template. Let's go get ourselves some steel. For this project, I will use some 3/16 1080, and we're going to redo this template, of course, off of that. Bam, right there is kind of what we're going for. Line it up like so, and then I will throw down some Sharpie lines. Alright. I'd call that a pretty good template. Also, we are no longer on the smartphone. We are currently on the DJI Action 4. So, better video, and I also got record on smartphones, the DJI Mic Mini. So, video quality will be a lot better than what you're seeing now. Well, power went out, so I'm gonna have to wait to finish that knife. Fuse on the transformer looks okay. Weird. Now that the power's back on, I can keep cutting this thing out. Alright, the blank is cut out. Let's do some grinding on it. Got a final shape on this knife here. I was just working in a good old sharpening choil. Spanish notch, if you will. Alright, I'd like to get to the bevels on this, but I think I want to refine some of this handle shape here. Clean it up a little bit better. Make a more ergonomic grip, maybe. All right, much better in that little spot right there. Goodness. So yeah, now I can move on to working on these bevels. What I need to do is flat grind both sides of this and make a point out of that. We're gonna take this to a higher grit belt. This piece I've got is already pretty straight, so I shouldn't have a whole lot of flat grinding to do. 120 belt. Now this side didn't take long at all. This side here, it's taking a little longer, but that little bit of rough patch there honestly is not a big deal, and I'm not super worried about it. It was, like I said, it was already pretty straight when I started this, so it will be fine. All right, got a fine point ground onto that. Have a nice 120 grit finish here. So we are going to go ahead and throw on some marker lines. Take my handy dandy scribing tool, place it flat against one side, pull it along, the other side here, and just like that, just like so, I don't know how well you can see it, we have ourselves a nice center line. Got a bevel worked in down to my center line. I worked that one a lot thinner than I normally do. I'm hoping it'll help. But we're going to work the bevel back, a hair. Not too far, because again, this is going to be Scandi grind. And I'll probably bring it all the way to the edge before I heat treat it. I know that's not generally recommended due to cracking and those sorts of things, but it's 2026. All right, we've got some pretty high quality steels. I think with a few good normalizing cycles, I could bring this all the way to the edge and it's not going to crack. But we will have to see. All right, I think if I place my finger here and I go that's a horrible line, but I mean, it kind of gets the gist. That bevel's not going back very far. Kind of like that. And those bevels don't line up at all. Look at that. Look how far off they are. Let's go to that. Let me see if I can do better with a pair of calipers. So my calipers are actually very dead, so it's all manual work right now. That's okay. We can do it. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. That's a pretty good line. So remember how I said I was going to do a Scandi grind on this knife? I don't think I'm going to anymore. Look at how crisp those bevels are coming out. Look at that. I think this may be a mistake, but I think I'm just going to put a regular edge on this knife instead of doing a Scandi grind. Huh. I think that's what we're going to do. Call me crazy. Tell me it's a mistake, but I think that's what we're going to do for this knife. Time for my not so favorite part. Hand sanding. We're going to start with 80 grit. All right, there's 150 grit finish versus our rougher 80 grit finish on the other side. That's what we're going for, kind of a satin look. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a regular edge on this knife instead of Scandi grind. Scandi grind. Blech. All right, so off camera, I started the process of the handles here. I'll go ahead and show those to you. I've got some red, white, and blue micarta, and I am epoxying, or rather gluing on, a little chunk of mesquite to the very front. Just like that. And I think it'll look really good with this knife, with some red, white, and blue micarta and some mesquite bolsters. I guess you'd call those bolsters, yeah? Yeah. All right, it's been several days. Done a fair bit of cleanup on that blade. Looks really nice. So now comes the fun part of heat treating it. We are going to normalize 2-3 times, something like that. I don't know. So the camera died while I was trying to do my heat treat, so I didn't get that on camera, unfortunately. But I went ahead and put a heat treat and temper on this, along with some more sanding and cleanup. It's sanding. You've seen it 1,000 times. Let's put a handle on it. Next step is putting a handle on it, and I've got one kind of roughly shaped here. So we'll go ahead and glue it on to the blade itself. We'll see how it looks. Took a massive break from this project to finish another project, so let's finish it, finally. All right. Buffed and shiny. Both sides. I love the Mesquite G10. Or actually, this is a stacked G10, I believe. Red, white, and blue. Really nice. And it's fitting with 4th of July coming up. Red, white, and blue with Mesquite bolsters. Very good looking. Alright, next video gets a sheath. But for now, this is the final result. Really proud of this one. It looks really nice. Thanks for watching, guys.